A missing truck, a wealthy family, a portable incinerator, hidden on a rural farm. Tonight on BodyCam Canada, the interrogations and courtroom moments that helped convict Dellen Millard and Mark Smich, the killers of two innocent people, and the judge alone verdict that later found Millard guilty of murdering his own father.
Okay, Dellen, we're here with respect to an incident that actually happened yesterday.
Welcome to BodyCam Canada, where corruption is exposed and transparency is alive. May 6th, 2013. Tim Bosma takes two men for a test drive of his Dodge Ram and never returns. Police later say he was shot during the ride. Truck recovered at Millard's mother's home. Remains believed to be Bosma's located in a large eliminator incinerator on Millard's farm.
Okay, Dellen, we're here with respect to an incident that actually happened yesterday, Thursday, November 29th, 2012, at, I believe, your home at 5 Maple Gate. Yes. In Etobicoke. And what I'd like you to do is just start from the beginning as to what happened and that brought the police into this incident.
From the beginning? Well, I don't know what happened yesterday, but today I got back to the house sometime between 6 and 6:30.
Okay, just today we're after midnight now, Friday. So it's Friday, so okay. That's why I say yesterday as far as Thursday.
All right, okay. Yes, I see. And so Thursday, sometime between 6 and 6:30, I got back to the house. I've been working at our family business in Waterloo. I came in through the side door. That's the door most everybody uses in the house. And I opened up the next door, which leads to the cat area of the house. It's the door from the kitchen to the hallway. And then my dog Pedo was waiting for me there. I walked down the hallway, and I walked to my room, and I picked a sweater out of the closet. It had been a cold day. And then I was on my way back to the kitchen to make a snack, and I noticed that my father seemed to still be asleep in bed, which was odd because it was late in the afternoon. And so I poked my head in, and something didn't really seem right about the way he was laying. He was laying very stilly. And then I walked into the room, and I saw the blood on the pillow. And for a moment I had to leave the room. I actually went back to my room, and I got out my phone, and I walked back into my dad's room. I called my mother, and I told her what I was seeing. I literally said, I'm standing in my dad's room, and there's blood all over his pillow, and he's dead. And at first, she thought I actually meant my dog Pedo, because she kept asking about his dog bed. I said, no, not the dog bed, but his bed's pillow. She said, well, Pedo's not dead. Who's dead? I said, my dad. And she just started screaming on the phone.
Canada rarely gives us wall-to-wall body cam. What the public usually sees are interview room clips released after they become court exhibits and reported by the news. That's what you're looking at here. Watch this like an investigator, not a mind reader. Take note of questions versus answers. Do the answers actually meet the question or slide past it? Next, note the timeline. Names, places, times. If a detail shifts on the retell, flag it. Lastly, pace and control. Who's steering? Notice pauses after simple questions or sudden topic changes.
When was the last time you saw your dad?
2 hours ago.
Like,
Bed.
no, I mean the last time you saw him live.
So yesterday, be Wednesday at about lunchtime.
The bitch started off all skin and bone. Now the bitch lay on some ash stone. Last time I saw her outside the home.
Meet Mark Smich. In this video, it is alleged he made a rap song about one of the murders he is accused of.
And if you go swimming, you can find a phone. Find a phone? What? Find a phone. If you go swimming, you can find a phone.
He even went as far as leaving hints to where the victim's phone was discarded after the murder.
If you go swimming, you can find the phone. Bitch, lay on ash stone.
In 2006, at 21, Dellen Millard fell in with Mark Smich. They spent hours in the Millard basement smoking, grinding through video games. Early on, friends saw a lopsided bond. Smich seemed to idolize Millard. Millard barely tolerated him. By 2011, the two were inseparable. And in 2012, Millard let Smich and his girlfriend, Marlena Meneses, move into the family home's basement suite. Nights became missions, quick runs with Smich and others to steal lawnmowers, construction gear, whatever was handy. It wasn't about money, witnesses said. Millard could buy anything he wanted. It was about the thrill. The stunts hardened into habit, the crimes escalated, and Millard kept slipping through the net.
Did you stay at the house Wednesday night?
Mark's house, yeah.
Oh. Is that Mark your friend?
Yeah,
If that's in Oakville?
it's in Oakville. I pick him up, I drop him off. Sometimes I sleep over. And he comes to work with me tomorrow.
And Mark's last name?
Smich. S-M-I-C-H.
Where's Mark live?
He lives in Oakville. I can't give you the exact address. I'll give you a street corner.
The scariest thing about Dellen Millard, I think, is what's inside his head.
He's a monster. And he thinks he's above all of us in a way.
The devil led the vilest form of evil down my driveway, and it smiled at me.
I do think that it was, for him personally, it was a succession of thrills.
His body was beyond recognition.
It's been 1 week now since Bosma disappeared after taking 2 men for a test drive in his Dodge Ram pickup, which he had advertised online. Today, police are searching a Waterloo Airport hangar belonging to Millard Air, a company founded by the suspect's family.
It has been exactly 1 week since Tim Bosma disappeared while taking 2 strangers on a test drive of his truck in Ontario. Investigators think they may now have found the truck, but there's no sign of the missing man. Christina Stevens has the latest on the investigation. Christina.
Donna, Hamilton police say at this point they're concentrating their search for 32-year-old Tim Bosma in the Kitchener-Waterloo region.
Yesterday, however, police were at this Kleinberg house seizing a trailer containing a black pickup truck, but say further investigation is required before they can confirm it's Bosma's truck. The house belongs to the suspect's mother. A neighbor called police after realizing the connection and says the trailer had been there since Thursday.
It's actually very disturbing. I really hope and pray that they find Tim alive. I really hope it works out positively.
Yesterday was the most horrifying day of my life. And people tell me I have been so strong. And all I know is that I have a beautiful 2-year-old girl at home who now needs her mommy more than ever and needs her mommy to hold it together. So I know that I cannot fall apart. But I am broken. But I am broken. But I am broken. Because part of me is gone. It pains me to do so, but I must ask for your support and prayers for the hours and the weeks and the months and even the years that lie ahead for us. Because this will never really be over for us. As a family, with our friends and our community, we will remember Tim. And his daughter will grow up knowing how much he loved her. And how he would sometimes watch her sleep or chase her through the house to tickle. She will know how much he was loved by me and his family, his friends, and even perfect strangers. Tim will always be loved, and he will always be remembered. And I love you, Tim.
Dellen Millard and Mark Smich headed to Ancaster, a quiet corner of Hamilton, answering an online ad for a diesel pickup. They'd called ahead, arrived on foot, and told Charlene Bosma a friend had dropped them off for a quick test drive. Tim Bosma stepped out to meet them, climbed in, and the three rolled away.
"I'll be right back,"
he told his wife. Minutes bled into hours. The driveway stayed empty.
Tim seemed to be kind of unsettled a little bit. Because he had said, "Who comes this late?" And we're like, this is weird.
As seconds grew into minutes and minutes grew into hours, she had the feeling in her gut. Something was wrong, and his cell phone being turned off confirmed that gut feeling.
And then it went to voicemail, and I thought, no. I know that Tim would charge his phone when he got home from work to make sure his phone was fully charged. So it should not be going to voicemail. And it was like alarm bells, like crazy.
Charlene Bosma reported Tim missing to Hamilton police that night. Officers came, canvassed, and by morning there was still no sign of him. The search swelled fast. Hundreds of volunteers fanned out, posters went up, and social feeds lit with his photo. What gripped people was the ordinariness of it. A husband takes two strangers for a quick test drive and vanishes. The message landed hard. If it could happen to Tim, it could happen to anyone, and the hunt for him became urgent, personal, relentless.
So Tim Bosma, he was 32. He was a Christian church-going dad. He ran his own business. He was a very normal guy. And I think that is what stuck out to us and also what resonated with the community.
It was just a truck. It is just a truck. Just a truck. Just a truck.
Her name was Lavra Babcock, 23, bright, and in this photo she looks even younger. She will always look this way because it's the last picture ever taken of her. The story of Laura's death is a study in ruthless cruelty and of a man whose choices stood in stark opposition to the kind of person she was. What we know comes from records, witnesses, and evidence tested in court, enough to show how a promising life was taken and why her name still anchors this case. At first, things between Lavra and Millard seemed fine, but it didn't take long for cracks to show. Millard was deep into drugs, parties, and other women. Lavra began to piece it together, and with that realization came a shift in him. Sharp edges, flashes of aggression. Then the taunting began. Texts from one of Millard's other girlfriends lit up Laura's phone, not just intruding on her life, but deliberately trying to hurt her. What started as something casual had turned into a toxic, volatile mess, and Lavra was caught in the middle of it. July 3, 2012. Lavra made a big mistake and decided to meet up with Millard. The two met at a Toronto subway station and then went to Millard's house. Their last steps were tracked by cell phone data. The call Lavra made to meet up with Millard would be the last time she ever used her phone.
And then that's the last time her phone is ever used. Her final outgoing call is made to check voicemail, 7 o'clock, July 3rd, and then it never makes any other calls.
Laura Babcock is missing. The police are looking into it, and Sean Lerner comes to them and says, I think you should look into this guy. His name's Dellen Millard. And they say, maybe later. That name now, Dellen Millard, is notorious, and it was handed to police on a silver platter.
Police fumble the investigation, and the two men make matters worse. They were taking pictures that would shock anyone to see.
After the night Laura is murdered, there's a photo from Millard's phone that was kept, and it's this bright blue tarp with his dog sitting next to it, and that's Laura's in there.
Millard received his delivery of the Eliminator, and within a couple weeks, he had prepared it for the unthinkable. This was a text message sent to Smich from Millard. And his Google searches were equally concerning. Police later confirmed the sparks you are seeing are from the Eliminator and are human remains. After approximately 1 year, Lavra was still missing with no word of progress on the investigation from the police.
All I know is what I was told, is that Dell's father was going to cut him off because Dell was spending too much money and was not taking responsibility for the business, and his father was not going to let him ruin the business that him and his father, Dell's grandfather, had started.
Millard's father soon met his end at the hands of his son. This was not determined by police right away. Originally, his passing was ruled a Tim Bosma was a man who went missing. Two men, Dellen Millard and Mark Smich, came to his house to test drive his black pickup truck. After they left Tim's driveway, his truck was followed by a dark SUV. Millard drove one vehicle and Smich drove the other. They went to the Millard Air Hangar at Waterloo Airport. Tim's pickup truck was now pulling a trailer with a big heavy machine on it. Millard and Smich walked into the hangar, one on each side. Soon after, a huge flame came out of the machine on the trailer. It burned all night, very hot. Later, people learned it was Millard's industrial incinerator. Hamilton police got a tip about someone who had recently test-driven a Dodge Ram truck in Toronto. This person had a tattoo on his wrist that said "Ambition," just like Dellen Millard. Police watched him at the Millard Air Hangar, and when they arrested him, he still had the keys to Tim Bosma's truck.
Dellen Millard, 27 years old, from Toronto, has been charged with forcible confinement and theft over $5,000.
With Tim still being missing, there was no evidence for a murder charge. But that would soon change.
And I was so excited. Because they've arrested this guy, they'll get the truck, he'll tell him where Tim is, and it's all gonna be over. Like, I thought for sure that Friday night, I was like, by this time tomorrow, I will have my life back.
Her hopes were destroyed when his truck was found along with evidence that something horrible has happened. A casing, GSR, and Millard's fingerprints. A witness also seen the eliminator with flames coming from it on the night. Bosma went missing. Police later confirmed both Bosma and Babcock's were found in the eliminator. There was now enough evidence to charge both Millard and Smich for the 2 separate murders of Tim Bosma and Laura Babcock. Additionally, Millard was charged with the death of his father.
Dellen Millard, 28 years, has now been formally charged with first-degree murder in relation to the death of Wayne Millard and Laura Babcock.
And in and out of this courthouse, forced to look at and breathe in the same space with the utter depths of depravity in our society.